enforcing this system has made a big difference. And I think the fact that we're having conversations about it in different ways is a really important first step. Because as you point out, John, if it was if it was behind closed doors and it was somebody, a family's, little secret, it's really hard to get people the kind of treatment that they need.
Regulators, and our job is to really be your partner. We all want the same thing, good, high quality, safe care for people. And that first we should try to do that together, and then if you don't do the job the way it should be done, we have a responsibility to protect the public, then we need to use enforcement. So that's sort of been my message, and I'm hearing that that's getting out in several health centers. Harbor Health just opened 2 new health centers who said we did everything we could to help them and be flexible. So,
right. So we're going to move across the hall to the big room. Okay.
Great.
Okay. Hi, I'm Nancy Paul, CEO of STAR. We're very pleased today to have the Secretary of Health and Human Services and the Commissioner of Public Health to learn more about the opioid addiction problem here in Fall River, and also to see how we're addressing it with open access and integrated behavioral health care. So we're going to do a quick tour around the center and especially see the health center, which the Secretary and Commissioner have not seen, and then we'll come back and have a roundtable discussion with everyone who is involved in these issues that we're so passionate about. So come see the clinic. We have some new people that I don't know that are here. Welcome, and we'll get everybody's introduction when we come back to the main section.
and do the patients come in here to see them in here when they're doing the research?
Yes.
Yeah, in these rooms here.
You're right. They'll be
Beautiful clinic, though. It's
This
so
is
pleasant.
beautiful.
Yeah, it's nice to go into
I
a
know.
facility.
We've been going around to health centers all week, and there's a lot of nice ones.
they have too much of the drug in their system will just make them sick. So we have to monitor them very closely. We have nurses all around this so we can watch them, and we'll keep them here for about 4 hours after the dose, watch to be sure that they're okay, and then send them home, and they can either come back tomorrow or we'll do some phone.
So you watch them over a series of days till they get to a place where
Where they're-
clinically they can benefit from
Right.
getting.
We've actually
Interesting. How often does it? How long does it take on average?
Yeah, usually we've changed a little bit, where now we do it right here, the induction the first day, but then they call the next morning. And if their symptoms are mild, then Kathy will just tell them how to go about for the next dose. So it's changed a lot since the beginning of time when we first did it.
Yeah.
And they would stay the whole day, 8 hours with us, and then come back the next day for 8 hours. It's much easier now.
Okay, if people are getting sort of a
Hang
of it. Yeah.
So what do you do? So how do you do this now? So now they relapse, they dirty urine, they come in, what do you do?
Right back to weekly appointments. If
Or
they're-
we might
if
send them to
they're-
IOP, we might send them to detox, IOP intensive outpatient, so they would have to come every day per group from 9 to 1. So we have a variety of positive messages if what you're doing isn't working for you. There are other alternatives. And Suboxone may not be the answer for them. They may need to go to methadone. They may need just to be detoxed. If we find that it's not in their system and they're selling it, that is another story. So,
Right.
Would that be a punitive situation where you
well,
bring in?
it's not so much punitive, but they're not taking the drug. So there's no point in giving them more. If they're in withdrawal from heroin or other things that's not the Suboxone, then again, we would put them in our inpatient unit, but they would not be back on the Suboxone. But we want to keep them safe and we want to keep the community safe, so it's a double-edged sword.
Right.
So we're going to cut through the group room here. Jackie is one of our premier case managers. How long have you been here, Jackie? How long have you been here? 26 years.